I'm supposed to try to vlog and I can't even take a video to you. Hi, how are you? I see the fuck up. I'm just not gonna say anything. So over the course of 5 weeks, we went from Vietnam down to Bali, over to Thailand, and then northwest up into India. It was one of the best trips of my lifetime, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. If anybody's been considering going to these countries, these cities, then I absolutely hope that you see my footage and you know that you for sure have to go. It was one of the best times of my life. So I had a lot of questions on how I could afford this trip. It was probably one of the primary questions people asked me when I was over there, and I get it. I left LA, I went to Southeast Asia for 5 weeks, I didn't work. For everybody who thinks that money is what is holding them back, you can absolutely figure it out. There are ways to do it, I promise. So I subleased out my apartment, I saved like crazy, I pretty much paid for one leg of it at a time, if that makes sense. So we booked our flight, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, we booked our lodging, which lodging in Asia is so cheap. It was literally like $7 a night. And because I was with my best friend, we split that in half. So that was actually a big part of the reason we decided to go to Southeast Asia, because it was so much cheaper. We were originally gonna go backpacking through Europe, but we've both done Europe at least a few times. So we wanted to try something new, and I really wanted something warm and tropical, and the whole of Southeast Asia is just one like tropical, luscious, beautiful rainforest. I love it. I love it. Really, it is doable. So what we did is we booked the flights, saved up for that. It was probably the most expensive part, is the flight over there. Then we waited like 3 weeks, booked the lodging. Then we waited another 3 weeks and we booked the flights in between the countries. From Vietnam to Bali, you know, from Hanoi to Da Nang to Saigon. We booked those maybe like a week before we left, and we had to get shots. Shots were like, I think we each spent about $300 getting shots to make sure that we were all good and vaccinated for all of the things over there. The only one that I didn't get was the Japanese influenza, just because we were not going far enough, like picturing the map in my head, we weren't going far enough east for that to matter, or I guess far enough west, because we flew from this way. Yeah, the globe confuses me because the US maps show all of this stuff as being super east, but really, we were going west. The earth is not flat, it is round, okay? It's just confusing sometimes. They make you think it's flat. Geography with Angelina. It's not my strong suit. Alrighty. Yeah, so again, it's super doable. We broke it up. It makes it so much less scary. So I subleased out my apartment, so those living expenses here in LA were minimal. I planned like 3 or 4 months ahead of time to pay my car payment ahead of time. So it took months of planning, but it's doable. Absolutely doable. So, Vietnam. We left out of LAX, but I think there was a stop in Singapore, and then we flew to Seoul. We were there for, it wasn't a long layover, it was like maybe like 3 or 4 hours. And then we went to Vietnam. It was like a full 24 hours of traveling, and yes, it was tiring. So when we got to Hanoi, we really took it slow and easy. Unfortunately, Elisa was sick, and then I got sick. It was hot as balls. I mean, so hot that it just didn't even make sense to put makeup on hot. Like, I wanted to look cute in half of those photos, but like, I couldn't. My face was melting off, and I just did. It was not a thing. But yeah, for the first like week, the thought of pho with how hot it was outside was literally just like, So much good pho. It was a great time. We did go to one of the temples. We ate a lot. I ate a lot and it was cheap. Oh my gosh, it was so cheap. We literally ate as much as we wanted and it was max like $7 or $8 a meal for the two of us. I think the most expensive meal we had was at a beautiful like 4 or 5 star all vegan restaurant. It was so pretty. There was like a waterfall right outside of it. The interior decorating was beautiful and the food was amazing. And we literally ate like kings and it came out to $50. For the two of us, it's not like per, it's 2 of us. So $25 per. That was the most expensive meal we had in Vietnam. So yeah, we were in Hanoi, I think 4 or 5 days. We ate a lot. We went to one temple. We took one day and we went to Halong Bay. It was a boat trip and then we got to kayak while we were out there. The only thing about Halong Bay is it's just absolutely beautiful, but you could see how much damage tourism had done to it. From Hanoi, we went to Da Nang. Da Nang was my absolute favorite. It was absolutely beautiful. It sits right on the coast in Vietnam. It's really just one big beach. There are tons of expats in Da Nang. They're probably the most expats that I saw in the whole of Southeast Asia where we went. It was so beautiful. It was also super funny though because it was on the beach and then we went to the beach one day and a whole string of locals like holding on to the string in the ocean because they can't swim. And I was like, wow. But it was super cool. I mean, it was super good for me because I just like swam past and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna swim all the way out there. I'm weird, I'm sorry. Da Nang was absolutely my favorite place. It was so much fun.
We are out here in the middle of Vietnam. Vietnam. Nam V. Nam. Nam V. My hair
There was an annual Firework Festival while we were there, which was so cool. It happens once a year. We actually all took a day trip to Hoi An, which is the city of lanterns. They light up at night and it is beautiful. From Da Nang, we went down to Saigon. Saigon started with lots of food, shopping, and ended with a little girl pinching my nipple.